my rabbit Mocha. She is a black otter. She is a Netherland dwarf. First we're going to check her ear. This is her left ear, and we're checking for nicks and mites. There is no nicks or mites, and her tattoo number is RL. And then we're going to go to her right ear. This one doesn't have any nicks or mites. Now we're going to flip her over. We're going to start at the eyes to make sure there's no blindness. There's not. And then we're going to check her nose for any runniness or a freckle. Then her teeth to make sure there's no broken teeth or lost teeth or chipped teeth. And there's not. And then we're going to check her chest for any abscesses. There's no abscesses or bumps. And then we're going to check her leg to make sure it's nice and straight. Then we're going to check for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then her dew claw. And nice and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and her dew claw. Then we're going to come to her back leg. That's also straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no dew claw on the back legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to flip her back over. We're going to sex the rabbit. Now pull up, and she is a girl. Now we're going to check her fur. There's nothing in her fur. This is the right side of my rabbit. This is the left side of my rabbit. This is the front of my rabbit. This is the back of my rabbit. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isabel Labner, and this is Broken. He is a senior buck with a broken pattern along his back and also a crossbred. And so first thing we're going to do is check his ears for any mite damage. And then we're going to turn him over and check his other ear, which has his tattoo number, which is CL2. And then we're also going to check for any mite damage. And then we're going to turn him over again and check his eyes. I don't want to forcefully open them because that can hurt and damage his eyes. And we just want to make sure there's no discharge in them. Turn him over to get his other eye. No discharge. And now we're going to check his nose. We're just going to pull it up a little and make sure there is no discharge. And now I'm going to check his teeth. Check his teeth. And make sure there's no plaque on them. And then I'm going to check his bottom teeth and make sure there's no plaque on them. Okay, then I'm going to turn him over again. And I'm going to smooth out his coat. Once I smooth out his coat, I'm going to take my finger along his back and make sure his backbone is straight and aligned. And right now, I can feel his backbone, and it is straight. And so now I'm going to smooth out his coat. And then I'm going to pull it back to make sure it's healthy and full, and then smooth it out again, and then blow. Blowing helps show how dense his coat is. And so now I'm going to flip him over. Okay. I'm going to flip him over, and I'm going to press his paws to show that his nails are nicely clipped and clean. Then I'm going to show his other paw, press down, and make sure his nails are nice, clipped, and clean. The little yellow there is a sign in most rabbits of just like natural living and everything. And it is common, it is very common. And so then I'm gonna check under his legs and make sure there's no bumps, lumps, or any type of mats, because he is getting to get old and you have to check his overall health. Now I'm gonna feel his belly and make sure there's no lumps or bumps. And then I'm gonna check his back legs and make sure there's no lumps or bumps. And then I'm gonna check his paws again and make sure his nails are nicely trimmed, not cut too short, not broken. Okay, now I'm gonna check his testicles by pushing down. Yep, and now I'm gonna check his tail and make sure it's not broken and it is cleaned. Okay, now I'm gonna flip him over. Okay, and now I'm gonna get him back in stance. Flip him up. Okay, this is his right angle side view, front angle view, left angle side view, back view, and then back at front. Thank you.
My name is Isaac First, and this is my rabbit Bob. He's a broken blue Hollandop. And so first you'll start by checking the ears for any nicks or ear mites. And his tattoo number is BCLD1. Okay, and then this is his right ear. Again, we're checking for any nicks or ear mites, and there was none in the left ear either. And the tattoo is always on the left ear. There are no nicks or ear mites, so now we'll flip him over and check the eyes, make sure there's no blindness. Now we'll check the nose to see if any snot. Check the teeth. For any chips or nicks in the teeth. Fun fact is there's 28 teeth in a rabbit's mouth. Now we'll check the chest for any abscesses. We'll pull the leg out, see if it's straight. 1, 2, 3, 4 toes in the dew claw. 1, 2, 3, 4 toes in the dew claw. Now there are no dew claws on the back leg. There are no dew claws on the back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. And you also need to check the nails to make sure they're the right color. Now we'll sex the rabbit. So you'll push down on the tail and push up. And yes, it is a boy. So now we'll flip it back over. So next we're going to check the density of the fur. Okay. Now this is the left side of my rabbit. The front side of my rabbit. The right side of my rabbit. And the back side of my rabbit. Thank you, my name is Isaac First.
I'm Slaney Mueller, and today I'll be evaluating my Great Dutch Doe. First, I'm going to pose her up for a preliminary evaluation. Next, I'm going to turn her over and check for any disqualifications. So I'm going to check the toenails first, to make sure there aren't any broken ones or colored ones, because that is disqualification in Dutch. I'm checking the underbelly for that nice slate blue color, which if they don't have it Dutch, that is in disqualification. I'm checking the eyes for any blindness or spots. I'm checking the teeth for any duck tooth, malocclusion, or wolf tooth. I'm checking the nose for any abscess knot. I'm checking the vent for the sex and marking the sympathies. I'm checking the tail for any blind tail, bucket tail, or screw tail. I'm checking the legs to make sure they aren't broken or crooked or anything like that. I'm checking the stomach for any tumors or abscesses. I'm flipping her back over. I'm checking for a tattoo, which she has. I'm checking for ear mites. She does not have that. How I got this rabbit prepared for show is I made sure I had quality feed, fresh hay and water, and I handle every day. And that is how I got it ready for show.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Durbin. I'm in the 9th grade in senior division, and today I'm going to be showing my tan rabbit. So first thing we got to do is get her out of her carrier. And for this particular breed, they are a running breed, and instead of doing a hands-on pose, they will run and should pose on their own. She has never ran on a table before. She's very young, and she's still learning. Okay, so now we're going to go on ahead and evaluate her. So we're going to check the ear for any mites or ticks or fleas or any relative dirt. This one looks pretty much clean all the way down to the canal. And we're going to check the other one for the same thing, fleas, ticks, and mites. And this ear will have your tattoo in it. Her tattoo is TM10. And this ear just looks just as clean as the other one did. And now we're going to go ahead and flip her over and do the rest of the evaluation. So here we're going to check the eyes for anything, any cloudiness, the right color to make and check that there is no blindness or anything else in the eye. Then we're going to do the same thing for the other one. Check for cloudiness or anything else in the eye. It's the right color. And then we're gonna check the nose for any runniness or any obstructions. The nose looks clean. Then we check the teeth to make sure that they are not bucked or broken. We check the gums to make sure that they are healthy and clean. Then we're gonna feel down the neck to make sure that there are no abscesses or tumors. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna feel the front leg. We're gonna feel that there is no breaks in it. Then we're going to stretch out the muscle to make sure that everything is working fine. Then we're going to count the toes. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And since this is her first time, she's a little bit skittish, so all we got to do is just get a good grip back and flip her back over. Same thing with the other leg. We're going to stretch it and make sure that there are no breaks or anything else. The muscle seems to be working just fine. We're going to count the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to feel down the stomach for any broken bones or any tumors. We're going to feel the back legs, feel all the way up. And we're going to feel the toe pads. We're going to count the toes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stretch this, make sure the muscles are okay. Make sure there are no broken bones. Feel the pads. We're going to count the toes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to check for the gender of the bunny. Right here. This bunny is a female. And I'm also checking for any signs of diarrhea or any other illness in the rear. Then we're going to flip her back over. We're going to check the tail to make sure that it is lined up with the rest of the body. We're going to check the loin to make sure that everything feels okay. We're going to check the coat. She has a flyback coat. And we're going to go ahead, now that we're done with our evaluation, put her back in the carrier and lock it.